Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Mass Transit is a cooperative little card game where you're moving meeples from work to the suburbs. And when the suburb cards come out, you have to have so many cards. So you're building these tracks, and each card will have a rail for trains, a water area for boats, and then roads for cars. And you can move the meeples up either way. The cards have a second function where you could play them as a path, or you could discard them and not play them as a path, and instead move the meeples. So if a card has like a blue icon, you can move down the water. If it has a rail icon on it, you can move down the rail. And kind of how you play these cards out will dictate how far you can get the people down the roads. Now, the goal of the game is to get all 6 people back home, and you'll get varying scores depending on how many you're able to get there. Technically, you lose if you don't get all 6 there. Now, in addition, you have a hand of 4, and you have to play at least 2 cards on your hand. If you can't play 2 cards, then you lose. That's another lose condition of the game. It's a very neat little cooperative game. Now, the graphic arts and like the artwork on it are very, very simple. Not a lot to look at, not a very beautiful game, if you will. Now, the cards have like this nice finish to them that I like quite a bit, and the meeples are very sturdy, and everything fits in. Very small box that you're going to get. But where this game shines for me is, yes, I like a cooperative. I like playing with other friends. I didn't do too many because the decisions aren't that deep, but I love this game as a solo game. This is one of the best solo games I've had. It just plays quick. Decisions don't really matter. If I lose, I can just restart again really quickly, and I have a pretty good time with it. It's one of those things where I can put a ball game on the TV and watching some baseball or something, and I just have a little game, like a solitaire game going in front of me. Or like instead of playing an app phone, you want something just to play this little game on the table. It's really fun. Very quick, plays in 15-20 minutes. The graphic art's very easy to set up. It's very simple. Now, there were some wonky rules in the rule book. I was kind of like, what is it? How does this work? And I had to go online. Nothing too much. And if you're a little bit smarter than me, maybe you'll be able to click with you right away. Minor quibble that I would have there. But otherwise, very fun little budget title. One I can easily recommend, especially if you want a little small solo game. Here's Mass Transit. It's a very small box. It can probably fit in the pockets of a cargo pair of shorts. That's a cooperative transportation game. Open up. You have a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. I should note that my copy came with some stickers that we sticker up the meeples. I haven't done that because I don't like doing that kind of stuff. You do have a board that will be put together, and it's a puzzle piece. Can you figure out the puzzle? So this will be like where you're starting out the board from, and you kind of have that. You're going to get 6 meeples. They're just regular blue meeples. They kind of just sit right here on these spots, and they'll move around. And then you're going to get a set of cards. So the insert's really cool because it fits everything in perfectly. Then you're going to have your cards. The cards are kind of generic. They're just kind of roads. They have like these little icons on it. But they do feel good in the hand. And for a game that I think this was $15, the components are really, really good. Here's a rule book. You're going to see it kind of flips up like this, so you don't read it like a book. You have to pull it out like this. So here is set up as you're going through. It'll give you some gameplay issues, etc. as you're going through. Kind of tells you what the different cards do. Probably takes you about 10 minutes to read through this, not very long. I did have some minor questions I had to go on BGG and get some clarification for. But overall, I think you can read this and be up and running and playing. And 10 minutes, and most of the rules were intuitive. As I was playing through, I didn't have any issues. So the board will be set up, the puzzle piece together. You put a meeple on each meeple spot here. You'll shuffle the cards up, and then everybody will draw a set of 4 cards at random. Now, you can play solo, or you can play multiplayer. It doesn't matter because you're doing the same thing. So when you have your cards here, you must play 2 cards on your turn. If for any reason you cannot, then you will lose the game. If it has an explanation point on it, then you must play it. So in this case, I have 3. I would have to play at least 3 cards because it has the explanation point. And very simply, you just place a card down here. You need red to red, blue to blue, and you need that to match. And you can go anywhere on here that you want. You can make it longer as you go through. Very simple to play. You will have these suburb cards here, and these will be ones that you'll use to win the game. And this will tell you about your 3 or 4 here, how many cards have to be placed before you can play this. So 1, 2, 3, I could definitely play this down here. I could not play it here because there's only 1 card here, and it requires 3. And this is kind of the end game condition. So what you're trying to do is try to get your meeple from the station down to their house in the suburbs down here. Okay? So you want to get them all the way down to the end on this card. If you're able to do that for all 6, you will win the game. Other than playing the cards down, you can also play a card for the symbol up here. It's very simple that whatever symbol you have, whether it's red, blue, or gray, you can move a meeple down that track. So for example, if I was here and I played a red card, I could discard that card. It's not added to this spot here, and I can move down the red track. Now, if this were here, let's say it was set up like this, I could move from here all the way down to the next bus stop or the train stop. So you can move all the way down, skipping multiple cards at a time. These, with this symbol right here, do not have an icon there, so you can't use this to move. You can only use this to build tracks. Now, as you can see here, there's some dead ends that might come up. If you were to stop on a dead end, the only way to get past that dead end would be to walk. And that's what you would utilize the green cards for. So let me show you the green. Here's a green card. So if you're ever at a dead end, you would need to play and discard a green card to kind of walk. In addition, the green cards are useful because they let you off. So if you're on the station here, you have to play a green card and discard it out of the game to move to the next card. And that's what this one's going to do. It's going to allow you to walk. So anytime you're stuck or can't get somewhere, you can always give up a green card to move to the next one. Now, if the deck runs out, you continue to play the cards in your hand. Once you're out of the cards in the deck in your hand and you haven't got all 6 people there, you will lose also. If you get all 6 people to the suburbs, then you will win the game. Very simple game. Cooperative game, very easy to play. You just kind of bring these out strategically in order to get everybody home. Who should buy this game? Anyone looking for a light filler cooperative / solo game. If you're looking for a very easy to play, quick playing, quick setup, just want to play a solo game, I don't want to play solitaire with a deck of cards, this is it. This is a great gift game. If you have an aunt or a grandma or an uncle or somebody who likes to play solitaire a lot, teach them this game and give it to them. It's going to be a smash hit for them. This is the game I just bought on a lark when I walked into my gaming store, went in to support them. I was in there playing some games, and I bought a game, and this was it. And it was what it's kind of calling out to me. I'm not really sure because the box is rather ugly. The graphic design, it's just very blah looking. Boy, did I have a good time with this one. And I don't want to oversell it. It's not the greatest thing since sliced cheese, but it's a fun little cooperative solo game and one that really is higher for me because I like playing it solo. For me, absolute keeper. One I would tell you in a budget title, check this one out. Absolutely.